5,177 people leave Colorado for North Carolina every year. And while some people really, really love this place, a whole lot more discover that they hate it for 7 specific reasons, starting with missing the majestic Rockies. Now, don't get me wrong, the Blue Ridge Mountains are beautiful, but I remember 2 summers ago, I went fly fishing out somewhere around Breckenridge, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. You have dramatic, massive 14ers surrounded by nature right next to the city there with Denver, and it's so uniquely breathtaking. But in North Carolina, you still have some topography. It's not flat. You got rolling hills, you have soft silhouettes, tree-covered peaks, and the tallest mountains east of the Mississippi. But again, there's no towering 14ers, no alpine air, and no quick drive to a high elevation trailhead. The highest that we have is 13,000 feet, and that's Mount Mitchell. It's peaceful here, sure, but if you're used to the jaw-dropping mountains of the Colorado landscape, North Carolina's gonna feel a little bit smaller. Now, the Blue Ridge still has some beautiful moments, and the fall foliage here is absolutely stunning. It's something that people come here from all over to see. And if you're not trying to crave giant mountain snowboarding or skiing every single weekend, then the softer terrain that we have here is going to be a nice balance of still having some topography, but be a lot easier on your knees and your gas mileage. But there is something that can totally mess your plans of moving here, which is regret number 2, the cost of living. Everyone says that North Carolina is cheaper than Colorado, which can be true until you actually go house hunting, depending on where you're coming from. So sure, if you're comparing remote towns to Denver or Boulder, you're going to save a heap of money. But if you're looking at the trendy parts of Asheville, Raleigh, or even Charlotte, good luck, because prices in the desirable areas have exploded. I remember when I was visiting a friend of mine in Longmont thinking how insane the prices were there. And now for many of the trending areas here, you're paying about the same because you're competing with out-of-state cash buyers, investors, and locals, all for the same handful of homes. And renting will save you some, but not much either. In Charlotte neighborhoods, prices can feel like Denver all over again. Now, that said, if you're flexible on location or willing to drive a little bit further out, the suburbs have some solid deals, and Charlotte still has some great value if you know where to look, because most buyers miss the price drops, builder incentives, and homes that never hit Zillow, which is also why I created the Charlotte Home Watch List. So tap below or scan the code and I'll send you the latest deals that I'm tracking. And if you're coming from a less expensive part of Colorado and moving to Charlotte, but you don't want to live in Uptown because of the higher cost of living, then there's something else that we need to talk about too. Because if you think moving south means leaving traffic behind, North Carolina might have other plans for you, because outside of a few city centers, public transportation is barely an option. If you're not living in the heart of Charlotte or Raleigh, you're driving everywhere, and I do mean everywhere. Now, what really throws most people? The traffic. Because if you think you're going to leave the gridlock behind with I-25 in Colorado Springs or Denver's rush hour, no. In Charlotte, I-77 can have some heavy traffic, especially around 6 p.m., and Raleigh's growth has turned what used to be really easy routes into slow crawls. And even errands can take more time here, not because of the distance, but because of everybody's driving. Now, to be fair, the sprawl here, way less than in Denver. And once you learn the back roads too, you can find multiple ways to get around between places that are important to you. So even if one way is maybe a little bit backed up, there's other ways to get around. Now, let's talk about something that I definitely was not prepared for: the allergy season. Didn't have allergies in Colorado? You just might now, because I remember coming back from Colorado's dry, high altitude air, and I didn't even remember I had allergies. But then that spring pollen hit, and I mean everything was covered in a thick coat of yellow dust when I got back. My car, the porch, even my dog's fur. And suddenly I started sneezing with my eyes watering and my nose running constantly, just pounding antihistamines like candy. It's a joke. The pollen is relentless, and it is every year. Now, the upside spring is long green. It's beautiful. And unlike a lot of the brown and gray of all those rock faces and mountains, you have a whole lot of rolling hills just covered with lush green here, We've got some beautiful outdoor nature. And as long as you got a good air filter in your house and some Claritin Clear, it's tolerable. Now, if you're okay with the pollen, wait till you meet the bugs, because regret number 5 is all about the creepy crawly things that you're going to want to keep away from you. We got giant mosquitoes that I've been told they're not really mosquitoes, but I'm pretty sure they are. They're like the size of a silver dollar. We have roaches that run around like they own the place, and even fire ants, wasps, and yes, even snakes are around this place. Now, if you live near water or the woods, which is a lot of North Carolina, we have lots of parks even inside of Charlotte where I live. Pest control is a part of the budget, and wildlife, well, you just might see deer more than your actual neighbors. But on the bright side, the state's biodiversity is beautiful if you like nature. And just don't forget that you gotta put down that bug spray every month or you're gonna regret it fast. Now, if the critters don't get to you, the humidity just might, which is regret number 6. You might miss that dry Colorado weather, because here you're gonna step outside and suddenly you're drenched in sweat. North Carolina summers are next level humid, especially compared to that crisp air. It's like walking through a wet blanket. And the second you leave the AC, you're going to feel sticky running up and down your back. Don't even try to wear jeans in July. It's shorts just for survival. Now, even nighttime is not going to offer too much relief outside of the AC, because after dark it still is muggy and the air feels thick, even though it does have, I can't even describe it, it's got a nice summer nighttime air smell. But hey, there's not going to be any nosebleeds, no chapped lips, and your skin is going to love it. You just got to get used to sweating. Now, the opposite of hot, humid summers is going to be the lack of winter sports, because there's not going to be the same snow fun here that you're used to, snowy lifestyle in Colorado. Skiing after work, weekend snowboarding trips, fresh powder in the morning is very common in Colorado, and in North Carolina, not at all. The mountains are here, sure, but there's not any sort of snow season compared to Colorado. Up in the mountains, they do get snow, and there are some smaller ski resorts like Sugar or Beach, but they just don't compare. There's not the same deep natural powder, no backcountry runs, no high altitude winter escape. Now, fresh powder with the boys and epic weekend getaways on the slopes are a big part of your life. You're gonna have to get used to saying goodbye to that on a regular basis at least. But here's the twist. You might actually get some new outdoor habits here. Now, don't get me wrong, outside of the snow, there's still a ton of things to do outdoors. We have lots of kayaking, whitewater rafting, whitewater kayaking, mountain biking, paddleboarding, hiking year-round without worrying about all the icy, slippery, dangerous trails. And even the Whitewater Center, which has all of these activities, is inside of the Charlotte city limits. And so it might be a little bit different kind of active, but it still scratches the itch. And it's something that you can do literally every single day, because it's depending, like I live 8 minutes from it in the city. So is North Carolina right for you? It really depends. If you can't imagine giving up 14ers or having fresh powder falling overnight and waking up to 10, 20, 30 inches of snow, then yeah, North Carolina is not going to be for you. But if you're looking for a slower pace, a lot more greenery, and you're okay with a little bit of humidity through the summer and the winter, then this might be a place that you really grow to love. Now, if all this sounds interesting and you want to see what homes, especially the best homes here, actually look like, then again, you can check out that Charlotte Homes watch list, link below, or scan the code. But if you're still not sure if Charlotte or North Carolina is right for you, then please check out my brutally honest pros and cons of living in Charlotte, North Carolina video. It goes way more in depth, and you can also always book a call with me, and I'm happy to answer questions and help you figure out what's right for you, because I want you to make a move and be somewhere that you're actually happy with. And if you want that brutally honest full picture of the pros and cons of living in Charlotte, again, check out this video here. Until next time, see you around.